Hello everyone, Zach Barnes here for the WT Sports Network, welcoming you to this week's edition of Heard That. We had a full weekend back here at home as multiple sports had home events. Starting off with WT Baseball hosting Tarleton State over the weekend, starting with their single game on Friday. Buffs ended up dropping that first game 2-4, and then split on Saturday, and then won the series finale 6-1 on Sunday.
You know, I was excited for our guys that they could continue to battle, compete all weekend long. For the last month or so, we're not playing very good baseball offensively, but man, we're really pitching it well. This weekend, I thought our pitchers did an outstanding job, so I was really proud of those guys. I think we only gave up 5 or 6 earned runs all weekend, which is really good for our guys there on the mound. So as long as we keep pitching it, we're going to be in every game, and our bats are going to come along. I thought they did a better job in Game 3 and Game 4. In Game 3, every one of our runs came off 2-out hits, so that was a big thing for us. We started getting some more confidence there, and I thought it carried over into Game 4 a little bit. If we can just continue to build a little bit of confidence every day, then I think we'll be back to where we were offensively.
Up next for the Buffs, they have a very tough road trip ahead of them as they will head to Kingsville to take on the Javelinas.
Yeah, I mean, Kingsville's going to be really tough. I mean, they're a tough place to go play. It's the hardest place, I think, in the conference to go down there. It's a long trip. Hopefully we can go down there and play well. We need to go down there and win a series. I mean, we put ourselves in, for the conference race-wise, I mean, we're there, but we've got to play good baseball the next 2 weekends. We've got the 2 best teams in the conference, and the last 2 weekends, so it'll be good weekends for us.
Lady Buff softball also home this last weekend with their 3-game series against the Javelinas. They started the series on Saturday with the doubleheader where the Lady Buffs and the Javelinas ended up splitting, and then on Sunday a big performance from Maddie Green gave the Lady Buffs a 5-2 win.
Well, that's a tough loss. 2 weeks to go in the season, and you lose a team that's right around 500, and St. Mary's went on the road and played 2 teams that were above 500 and went 3-2 on the road. So, right now we're playing for the second spot in the region, and it's really tight between the 2 of us. So that was frustrating. Obviously they swept Kingsville during the year, and we have a loss against them. So those things start to count against us when the regional rankings are coming out. But we rebounded well yesterday. I thought we came out. Kylie threw a great ball game for us, and we needed to see that from her. And we created offense. Maddie got hot, and those were good things as we came back and were able to win the series.
Up next, the Lady Buffs will also be on the road as they will head to Eastern New Mexico for the regular season finale.
It's a huge series. Eastern's playing well. They're a better team this year, and Coach Welburn's doing a good job over there, and Portales is a tough place to play. It's kind of one of those must-win weekends. We need to go in there and play well, and we need to win 3 games to start preparing for the postseason.
Buff and Lady Buff Track and Field also home this last weekend with their meet on Sunday morning. Both teams with solid showings were after the weekend. The Lady Buffs team still sits number 1 in the country, and the men's move up 4 spots to 13. On the Lady Buff side, Fatim Afesi with another solid performance, breaking her freshman record that she already set once earlier in the season in the triple and the long jump. Kennedy Hudson also breaking another freshman record in the 100 meter as she moved her time up to number 15 in the country. The 4x1 relay team also with another solid weekend, improving on their already nation-leading time. Caitlin Rodriguez and Madison Thedford also with big performances on the weekend. Rodriguez ended up breaking her own record in the 800 meter, and Thetford ended up moving up in the 400 meter in her second place finish. Todd Handley had a big performance for the Buffs as he ended up moving up to 11th in the country in his 100 meter performance. And Colin Drones also with a solid performance in the 110 meters, picking up his provisional mark. Coming up for the Buffs and Lady Buffs on May 4th through the 6th, they will head to Texas A&M Commerce for the Lone Star Conference Championship meet. Buff and Lady Buff Golf back in action on Monday and Tuesday in Frisco for the Lone Star Conference Championship. The Lady Buffs with a solid couple days as they were able to get a 2nd place finish, or on the men's side able to get a 5th place finish. Up next, starting May 8th, we know that the Lady Buffs will be heading to Sonoma State for the South Central Regional Championships, and we'll find out later this week if the men's performance on Monday and Tuesday was enough to keep themselves in. Last but certainly not least, Buffalo football held their spring game on Saturday morning. It was a little windy and chilly, but there was definitely no lack of physicality.
Not injuries, so no injuries, so I thought that was good. I liked the way we competed. I liked the way the defense flew around with the ball. I saw some good things out of the offense. We did have some nitpicking things that kept us out of some situations, like running goal line like I wanted to do. But I thought overall, I thought as the day one started and get to this day right here, I thought the players are starting to understand what we want, how we want to get there. For what we were doing with the new systems coming in and the way we did spring, the way we handled the workouts and all, I think it started out rocky where me as a coach started to look back and say, what we're doing right at this point. And as we went through the spring and started hearing from players, and they're agreeing and saying, Coach, we like this is what we want. I'm not going to give it an A because we're not very good at this point, but we got a lot better. So very happy with the way spring progressed.
The Buffs able to end their spring camp on a very positive note, as they will pick things back up in August and will open their season at home against Azusa Pacific on September 2nd. We'd like to thank you for joining us this week on Heard That. As always, keep up with your favorite Buff and Lady Buff sports on GoBuffsGo.com and come back here every Wednesday for Heard That. For the WT Sports Network, I'm Zach Barnes, and we'll see you next week.